Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. I'm Zemo, the dad in DPS, and we are back with another episode of The Good, The Scrap, and The Scrap, where I test weapons I've either been given, found, or made in Appalachia and see how well they do. And this one's a bit of an experiment, because I'm testing some effects that you couldn't use in tandem on a weapon you couldn't use in tandem before. So it should be interesting. And now it's time for the Explosion. This is a two-shot, last shot, critical charge bow with the explosive arrows, and I just wanted to test this out. You know, two-shot explosive hasn't been very good for a long time, but with last shot and the critical charge on here and the explosive arrows, I'm hoping that this is going to be interesting. Now, I could put on the plasma arrows for better damage here, but I definitely want to see what this is going to do. Either way, I'll show you the build. And as usual, this is the build. Look at it. This is what we've got. Move on. That's the end. Meh. So, bows. Now, when it comes to bows, you guys should know by now that their accuracy leaves a lot to be desired. Even in VATS, when you're getting, like, a guaranteed hit, they'll sometimes not hit at all. But in general, they are incredibly fun to use. And this one is inconsistent by nature. Now, because of the fact that it's two-shot and technically explosive, you do get the bonus from that. But on top of that, when last shot triggers, the damage of this weapon takes a massive spike. And as a result, sometimes you destroy enemies quite well, and then other times, not so much. Essentially, 20% of the time, you are doing big damage. The other 20% of the time, God knows, but the other 80% of the time rather, not the other 20%. It's just a very strange weapon, and it's all dependent on whether the effect triggers. There's also the factor that it can be used in stealth, and you're seeing, like, with a level 100 super meteor, sometimes I am one-shotting them and sometimes I am not. It is a very interesting thing to use, and I genuinely enjoy this weapon. Like, all bows in the game, I've always enjoyed them. I've always found them fun to use, and this one might be my favourite by how stupid it is. It's not like the best bow I've ever used, but it can be at times. 20% of the time, it's one of the best bows I've used. 20% of the time, it completely annihilates everything in like an instant second. It's so stupid. And what I would say, in terms of if you're manually aiming this thing, and you are good at manually aiming bows, you're going to find that you are, you know, getting some decent damage and being able to tag stuff quite consistently. And you're seeing, like, this legendary super. 3 shots took him out. You know, 3 shots took him out. Ooh. Can scrap that. And it did okay. You know, it's not like I'm saying this is the best weapon in the game. It's not. It's definitely not. But if you're looking for something different to play with, I'd recommend you give it a try. As usual, we're going to come down and we're going to deal with Jeff in his big swampy glory. Let's see if we can get this. Yep, that's just so dumb. Like, this is the kind of problem with this weapon in general, is that it is woefully inaccurate even in VATS. But the damage isn't actually that bad. The fire rate is slow. Let's be brutally honest with it. The fire rate is quite slow. But we managed to kill Jeff before he even got to us there. So you've seen that the damage is good. Alrighty, so we go against the Mirelurk Queen here. Now, she is a big old pain in the arse, and I'm going to be honest, this is not the weapon I would recommend you take her on with. Like, if anything, I wouldn't recommend you take her on with a bow in general. But we are, and you're seeing, like, we're doing something. Like, as long as you maintain distance on her, she's not going to be able to spot you. And that's, I think, the key factor here, is you need to be able to maintain, like, distance on her so that your stealth doesn't break. And this is very vital for taking on bigger enemies with a bow, or at least this bow. Like, stealth is the key, because if she can't see me, she can't kill me, and she might have just seen me. No, she didn't. She didn't see me. Let's just back off. Like, it's perfectly plausible to do this with this dumb arse bow. Like, it's genuinely such a dumb way. Like, genuinely so dumb. Against most of the regular enemies, you actually kill them really consistently. It's just the big ones that really I've struggled with. And even then, like, if you see me try and fight her with a melee weapon, that is, like, real struggle. Like, she is so damaging up close on against a bloody build. She just completely butt slaps you. But you can do it. You can do it quite easily. Alrighty, so we bring this to expeditions, and as you're seeing, like, the damage is alright. You know, you'll kill the thorns, the overgrown. They're regenerating health, that's why they're not dying. I wondered there for a second. The pollinators are going to be your real struggle here. And I think in a lot of cases, if you're bringing a bow, your better option is to bring the, God, what would you call it? Oh, God, they found me. Bring the fire bow, because the pollinators are just an absolute pain in the arse, because they regenerate health very, very annoyingly, and even if you are full health and you've got a lot of damage reduction and anything, like, these things are just, like, the stun is the more annoying thing of anything else. Like, it's the pollinators that are your problem in this circumstance. So, you know, if you could ignore the overgrown, you're probably going to be fine, but if you have to fight them like I'm doing here, it's a pain in the arse. And this is, I think, the fundamental problem with stuff like those, and weapons that are just slower in general, is that you have trouble against things like the pollinators. Because that huge HP regen mechanic. But outside of that, you'll be fine. Like, you'll honestly be fine. Because there's nothing else in here that completely subverts your ability to kill enemies than the pollinators. Like, literally just smash those enemies, and we're gonna go and, like, look at the humanoid enemies. You know, you're gonna get your ammo back quite easily. We're gonna go after the human enemies now, just to show you how easy they are to take down by comparison. Literally just the pollinators that make any part of expeditions difficult for this weapon. And once you're not dealing with them, then, you know, human enemies are a triviality. They just instantly explode. Well, not instantly, but you get what I mean. Like, it's not difficult to kill these guys. My eyes! Yes, because I shot them both out. Like, this weapon will work in 90% of situations in the Wasteland. Like, genuinely, you don't need to worry about most enemies. You're going to be able to kill Mirelurks, you're going to be able to kill super mutants, you're going to be able to kill these guys. Would I recommend you bring this to a boss fight? Probably not. Probably not. But you're going to have fun with it. And you're seeing, like, it's very usable. Even against, like, the bigger targets in here, you're going to be able to use it to kill them quite easily. Because they don't have a lot of armor, they don't have a lot of special abilities, that kind of thing. So I definitely think this is a worthwhile weapon to play around with and just have fun with. So there we have it, the Bowsplosion. Now, 2-shot, last shot, and the critical charge. Do I think those effects work well together? I'm not really sure. It's one of those weapons that can be kinda like mid-tier damage to absolutely instantly one-shotting things. It's a very random and luck-oriented weapon in a sense, where you just need that 20% chance to hit and things just instantly die. And I like that. I like a weapon that is not taking itself too seriously, which is the way I feel this one should be viewed. Don't take it too seriously, play around with it, have some fun. Is it the best weapon I've ever went up against? No. No, definitely not. Is it the worst? Not at all. It's actually decent. Like, it genuinely is decent. And that makes me happy when something stupid is decent and usable. Either way, if there's any weapons you'd like to see me use in the Wasteland, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And with that, I'll catch you all next time in the Wasteland.
Pop open, it's a nuclear pop, stabbing and swooping wild like a lock, testing weapons, bang bang sparks, radiation hum high and glowing stark, swinging in down Appalachia Trail, Mothman legend cocktails prevail, strip for the traders, scrap on sale, building forts, raiders on our tail. Oh, the good, the scrap and the screep, wandering wasteland, loose on the lip, barter and hustle ain't just a quip, survivors dance, got a weapon on the hip. Oh, the good, the scrap and the screed, wandering wasteland, loose on the lip, barter and hustle ain't just a quip, survivors dance, got a weapon on the hip. Crafting stations, tinker's delight, fixing shotguns, new rifles tight, ghouls round the corner, gotta fight, day turns to night, it'll flash so bright.